Hello and welcome back to the Crafting a Creative podcast with me, your host Ben, also known as MX. And today I want to give you some tips and advice on how to find a career you love. Let's get into it. So I think a lot of people struggle to find a career they're passionate about because a lot of careers are glamorized by the media and they make out a lifestyle and a job path that is actually very unrealistic to what the job actually requires you to do. And for a lot of people, the job that they might want is actually something that they hate because of the day-to-day things you have to do. So I wanted to give some advice on how you can nail down a career choice that you can actively work towards and know that you'll enjoy it at the end if you succeed. So tip number one, think about what you would enjoy doing on a day-to-day basis in your dream career. So for a lot of people, the idea of being like a doctor or a lawyer sounds good to them. But then if you actually think about what a doctor and a lawyer do on a day-to-day basis, it's like long hours, a lot of research, like you have to be working all the time, you have to be interacting with people, and maybe that's not what a lot of people like. Like maybe you're somebody like me who prefers to work in small teams or individually on projects that they're passionate about. So working on the clock, trying to work with clients and working under pressure and in a big team might not appeal to people. You might want to work individually on projects you enjoy, and most of your time will be by yourself working on those projects, and then you send it to clients later on, which is probably more in line with what I like to do. So you've got to think about it like this. So what I suggest is, in your week of creating or whatever you're trying to do, I would write down everything that you do in a day, and then next to it, write down if you actually enjoy it or if it's something that you have to do but you don't really like doing it. So for example, like for me, with music and stuff, I really like creating. I like making stuff. I'm not so keen on creating loads of social media and posts and stuff. Like, I'm good at it, I like doing it, but it's not something that I'm super passionate about. But I know I have to do it for my independent careers to thrive. So if you think about it like that, then if I take the creating as the positive part and the social media content creation as the negative part, realistically, I should be working more towards client-based work, where all I have to do is create music for the advertisement, the film, the TV show, because then all I'll have to do is just work on creating cool stuff. And so if you think about it like that, then I feel like you can really nail down what it is you actually enjoy doing, and then you can think about careers that would allow you to do more of that stuff. But obviously, just talking about that point with me, I don't like really making social media stuff, but there's also an extra add-on to the whole working on bits you like and working on bits you don't like, which is, what do you actually want to achieve, and what do you want to do? Because for me, I love creating. All I want to do is create, but with that, not working with a team, it means that I have to do everything. So if you're thinking about it like that, then technically, if I get some money, I could hire out a team to do the social media and marketing for me, and then I can focus on just creating. So it works in stages. So if you think about 5 years down the line, could you eliminate the tasks you don't like doing and get somebody else to do it for you? Then maybe you should carry on your journey right now. Just take the good with the bad and then move into the good as you go along. But if there's something crucial to the creative task that you don't enjoy, then maybe you should consider switching into something different, maybe along the same line, but Just there's so many options, especially nowadays with the internet. There's so many different creative fields you can go into. So I definitely consider looking about and seeing what other jobs there actually are. There might be really niche jobs that you never even heard of. Like, I know some people that all they do is create YouTube thumbnails for other creators. Like, that's a legitimate job and you can do that. So it's like, if you actually go and do a bit of research and figure out what other jobs are available, then you might stumble across something that you really want to do, and then you can get into that. Tip number 2, develop your skills. I hate to say this, but if you want a job that you love, you have to work for it. And to work for it, you have to develop skills in your industry that people will pay money for. So, for example, my upbringing was music production, audio sound, like sound engineer sort of vibes. So I have pretty good knowledge of anything to do with audio. So that's allowed me to pursue music, YouTube, podcasts, film, sound design for games. So it really like opens a lot more doors if you have certain skills. But I always think that just developing any skill is better than developing no skills. So I think at the start, if you don't have any plan of what your dream career would be, but you know you want it to be in the creative field, then I would just pick a skill that you find interesting and then work towards it. And I know a lot of people don't have a lot of time. Like for me, I'm a uni student, so I have a lot of time to work on other stuff and figure out what skills could work and how to improve myself. But I know a lot of people have families, they have like full-time jobs, they have other commitments, and maybe like working all the time on your creative stuff is not possible. So I think that if you can get 15 minutes a day learning a new skill, you're not going to become an expert at that skill, but after a while you're going to be able to know how to use the software, and that's great because then as long as you have that intermediate level of knowledge, a lot of companies will take you on, even freelancing, because you know the skills, and sometimes they will know it less than you. Like, one of my favorite quotes is jack of all trades, master of none, but better than the master of one. A lot of people don't know that last bit. I'm pretty sure I messed that up, but it's kind of like that. But it means that if you're a jack of all trades, you're never going to be an expert in like any of them, but it does mean that compared to a lot of people, you'll still be better than them. So just developing these skills will really give you an advantage in the job space. And I think that will be like really good for all of you to try and do. So at the moment for me, because I'm starting this YouTube channel, I'm not very good at editing. So at the moment, I'm currently developing my editing skills and trying to get to a good point with that, because that is one of the things that I'm really lacking. But I enjoy videos so much, so I'm spending half an hour a day working on editing stuff, researching, just to improve. And improvement's not going to come overnight. You're really going to have to stick at it. But would you rather work your socks off for 2 years on something you love and get a job than take the safe option and just go get a desk job somewhere? So I really think about what skills you enjoy and what you can provide other people and start learning it. I was reading Atomic Habits as well, and the whole premise of that book is if you improve yourself 1% every day, by the end of the year you'll be 37 times better than you were at the start. So if you put that into learning these skills, then if you do 1% better every day on these skills, by the end you'll be 37 times better than you were at the start. And I think that's pretty hopeful, and I hope a lot of people bring that on. Like, even if you really don't know what you want to do, I would still just try and learn new things, because at the end of the day, you have that thing forever after. It's like learning a bike. Like, sure, if you don't use it for a while, it will decrease, but you'll always have that foundation of how to use the thing. And I think that's really valuable, because you never know when that skill will come in handy. So I would just try and learn some new skills, and they will always help you. And my third and final tip for finding the career you love is it's okay to change your mind. I know in our society today, everybody thinks that making a U-turn, saying you're wrong is a bad thing and you didn't know what you were doing from the start. But that's not true. So for me, like, I started as wanting to be a director. And after 2 years, I realized that I don't really enjoy, like, making films. I feel like the process is too long, it's too stressful, I don't like doing it. So I changed to music. And then music, I got lucky second time around. And music is the thing that I was really passionate about and really wanted to move forward with. So just accept that finding your dream career isn't going to happen overnight, and you might change your mind because we're all growing. We're a different person than we were the day before. Everyone changes, and that's not a bad thing. One day you may like film and you may be focusing on film, but then later down the line you might realize that you like writing scripts and you want to be an author or something else like that. So it's okay to make a U-turn on whatever job you thought you might want to do. But just, if you want to take anything from this video, I just want to say it is never okay to do nothing. Inaction is an action. And by doing nothing, you're not helping yourself. You're way better off going down the path of a career that you realize you don't actually like than not starting any career in the fear that you will not enjoy that career or you will not make it. Because you will acquire so much knowledge and so many skills that will help you with other jobs, and eventually you'll land on a passion that you love and a job that you love, and then you'll be sorted with all the skills. But all I'm saying from this video is do something. Like, learn a skill, research some jobs, like, do something that will push you in the direction of finding your creative career. And I hope you all do, and I wish you the best. Thank you for listening. I've been Ben, also known as MX. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on the podcast, follow so you can get up to date with all of the episodes. I hope you found these tips useful. And as always, have a great day, guys.